Alright, so I'm here to do a little story time of when I got stranded in a big airport in America, traveling by myself, and that has never happened to me before. So it was some years ago, but as I was watching Mona Fix JA, the memory came right back, and I said, alright, I haven't uploaded any contents for some days now due to the fact that I'm sick, and I still want to keep my channel going. I need some watch hours and everything like that. So this story shouldn't take much out of me, and I know that my supporters is wishing me well and want to see me come back in full force. I have been seeing all of you messages and comments, guys, and I just want to say thank you so much and blessings to one and all who is wishing me well. So right now I have to stay cool. This allergic asthma is treating me real bad. Alright, so back to the story now. I was traveling from Sangster International Airport in Montego Bay for a non-stop flight to Boston Logan International Airport. But after in the sky for some while, like the flight was like 3.5 hours. But after being in the sky for maybe 2 hours, I started to smell something. What smelled like smoke. Now I was not comfortable with that at all. So I beckoned to one of the air hostesses, and she came, and I said, "Can you lean over? I'd like to say something to you." And she leaned over, and I whispered as softly as I could, because I was in a row of 3 people, and I was in the aisle seat. And I told her that I'm smelling something like smoke, and I'm not comfortable with it. And she said to me, okay, she's gonna go talk to the captain and let me know what's going on. So she went and came back and let me know that the captain is going to address everyone, all the passengers, on what's going on. So, my God, I start to worry and I start to pray. I have never prayed so hard in all my life up until today. Believe me, because I know what that smoke leads to fire, and I know that smoke and fire is nothing good when it comes to an airplane in the sky. So I waited and I listened, and yes, the captain said that it was one of the air conditioning units that was smoking, and they're gonna have to do an emergency landing. The closest airport that they're to is in Maryland International, and I have never gone through that airport before. I don't know what it is like there, but I say, all I'm praying for now, Lord, is for you to take us safely to that airport in Maryland so we can have a safe landing there, and then how I'm gonna get to Boston, we'll figure that out at a later time. So to be honest, it took us a little over 10 minutes. Yeah, we were close enough. A little over 10 minutes to land, and we landed safely. But the problem came in now with us to get on another flight to go to Boston. I'm not going to call the airline name, but they were trying to tell us that they don't have any contract with any airline there that was going to... No, they didn't have any contract with another one of their plane from that airport to go to Boston, if you understand what I'm saying. So basically they were saying that the airline that I flew with from that airport to go to Boston, they don't have any contract to fly to Boston. I hope I was clear enough. And so they said they're gonna give us options. Either we buy our own ticket and take another plane and fly to Boston and they will reimburse us, or we can wait until tomorrow and they will put us on a bus and drive us up to Boston, and the drive would be 7.5 hours. Oh my God. I got a phone tomorrow. I met other Jamaicans there that was on the same flight, and I got a phone tomorrow, and I reached out to my sister because I was going to visit her and her husband and children, and they said that they have friends living in DC, Washington, if I would like them to call those friends to come and get me from the airport, and I would stay with them overnight, and they would buy a new ticket for me, and in the morning I would fly up to Boston. I asked them how far away are the friends, and they told me about an hour and a half. I said, oh no, I'm not gonna put those people through that problem to having to drive so late in the night, because when I tell you it was past midnight, it was past midnight. That is the length of time that they took to give us enough information for us to feel somewhat satisfied. They had us going around in circles the whole evening. And when people started to get miserable, they called the airport security on us, and one piece of drama, and it was nothing nice. So I said, no, I rather rough it out in the airport, on one of the airport benches, and get something to eat, and just, fresh up myself however I could in the bathroom, and drive on the bus to go up to Boston the next day. But it wasn't as easy as I make it sound. Like I say that they weren't giving us information to make us feel satisfied. Some people that were Americans bought tickets and flew on other airlines to go to their wherever they want to go. And the few Jamaicans like myself and other people that decided that we were gonna stay, they said that they were gonna give us coupon for food. You wanna hear how much was on the coupon that they gave us? I was so embarrassed of that airline. $10, 10 United States dollars, and it was like midnight, and the only food place that was open was a pizza shop. By then, gas already packed me up, and pizza wasn't gonna do it for me, but I had no choice because I was so hungry, and that sounded like heartburn and everything wrong. So anyway, not like the $10 had any use, but I took the coupon, everyone took the coupon, and we headed to the food area, and I had to put money on it and get what I wanted. But it didn't matter to me still, I just wanted to put something in my stomach, get something to drink, and figure out how I was gonna spend the night in the airport. So what I did, I found a bench that looked like I could lie down on it, and those benches in Maryland International Airport, I don't know if they changed them by now, but they're made from iron or steel, but some kind of tough material. I took out some of my clothes that I was traveling with, and I laid them on the bench and padded it as much as I could, and decided that I have to stretch my back for a little. And that's what I did. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't really sleep because, in the wee hours of the morning, the other people started to come in the airport that had early flights, and people worked through the airport right through the night. Security was passing through to make sure that everything was going smoothly and everything. And so I got what little rest I could, and they had already told us from the evening before, what time the bus would be leaving to Boston. and whatever. However, they said that they were going to be calling, or this is another disastrous side to the story. They told us that they were going to be calling our names in alphabetical order to put us on the bus. That means the ones that has surnames that start with A, B, or C, they will be the ones that get to board the bus first. And the ones that has surnames with the letters that is way down in the alphabet, like myself, which is R, I might not get to go on that bus, but they will put us on another one. I wanted to reach to Boston so badly that I prayed and I prayed for there to be enough space on the bus so that I would get on. I stood there outside with my bag and my documents, and I watched as they called people's names and they loaded the bus. And then when it was going down to my surname letter and I saw that they were still calling people, I said, thank God, it looked like I will get on. And yes, I did get on that bus. And then the dreaded 7.5 hour drive started. And can I tell you something? It was just one stop that they made at a McDonald's so that we could use bathroom and buy something to eat. But there was a little bowl on the bus, not even water to wash on, but a little bowl on the bus where we could pee if we wanted to, you know. And so I had somebody, there was somebody that I met there that knew my sister's restaurant quite well. And so the person said that he even know me. He saw me there before. He offered for me to use his phone as much as I could to keep in touch with my family. And I spoke to my brother-in-law who was going to come and get me at the airport in Boston. And he said that he was going to bring food for me and the guy whose phone I was using. And he asked us what we wanted. And at that time, food wasn't even on my mind. What he bought was KFC, and I couldn't even eat it. I just wanted to get home, take a shower, lie down, and sleep, and then I would think about food. So yeah, they stopped. We used the bathroom. I got something to eat at the McDonald's again, and then we boarded the bus, and we got to the airport, and my brother-in-law was there waiting. I would never want anybody that's close to me or nobody at all to experience that, and I wouldn't really want to experience that again. No, not at all. It wasn't a good feeling. Yeah, so that was my little experience with sleeping in the airport. I have another airport story that I will share another time, another, experience, but it wasn't as bad as this one, but it was another overnight in the airport, finding my way through my in the airport. So, and at that time I was coming back to Jamaica, not going to America. I will share that story another time. I just want to say thank you for listening. And if there's anyone that listened and has, any airport horror story they want to share in the comment section, feel free to do so. Peace out and thank you for watching.